nice introduction, and I thank all the organizing team for giving this platform to speak about various security risks and cyber security risks and vulnerabilities. And I also welcome all the participants who have joined for this session. So in this session, I'll be talking about various. So let me first share my screen. So please acknowledge in the chat box if it is visible to all of you. If my screen is visible to all of you. Yes, anyone, please acknowledge if it is visible to all of you. Okay.
Still, it is not visible.
It is not visible, sir?
No, it's not visible.
Okay, I have shared my entire screen. So,
you have shared, it is just showing on the screen. Amrind Saran has started screen sharing, but there is nothing.
Nothing is visible?
No, sir, nothing is visible.
Just hold on. So,
now it is visible, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So in this session, dear participant, in this session, we'll be talking about various cyber attacks and security risks. So if we talk about cyber attacks or security risks, so we can categorize these cyber attacks in various category, like cyber attacks can be happen or can be targeted to the various network resources, various services which are running in an organization, various IT applications. So these cyber attacks can be a cause of various security risks which are available in our system. If our system, whether it is our intranet or internet system, networking system, whether our server data centers are having any types of security risks associated in it, then it can be a cause, it can be a root cause to launch any attacks on your infrastructure, right? So cyber attacks can be categorized as attacks targeted to the infrastructure, attack targeted to the services, attacks targeted to some applications, right? So if someone is targeting your infrastructure, they can penetrate into your network, they can access your sensitive data resources, right? They can make the network jam, right? They can access the various unauthorized or unauthorized, they can have unauthorized access to your resources, right? If the cyber attacks is going to be targeted to your services, then attackers can target your services, they can make your services down. Like suppose you are providing some services to your clients, right? Like web services or any real-time services. You are having some IoT gateway type of things where you are collecting the data, you are sending to some servers, right? So this can be used as a services, right? You are providing your services to various clients. Like Gmail is providing services, Gmail services to its client, right? So if you are accessing Gmail services, it means Google is providing its services, right? If you are using some cloud-based services to any company, they will be providing you services of their cloud infrastructure, right? So these services can be made down through the by the attackers, right? Then the third category is the cyber attacks targeted to the applications. Like applications can be your mobile application or your website, right? So suppose your organization is having a mobile application where your client are registering their profile, they are log into their profile, they are accessing your various web-based services. Like suppose you are an educational organization and you are having a college ERP, right? Then it can be an application, right? It is an application. Similarly, your college may be having mobile application where a student can log into their profile, they can see their marks, their attendance. Similarly, if your college is having your website, then faculty can log into their profile, they can have their appraisals, they can access the student data, they can put the student marks or their assessment marks or their attendance, they can upload, right? So these type of things are called applications, right? So nowadays we can, when we analyze the different type of cyber attacks, so we came to know that 80% of the cyber attacks are targeted to your applications only, right? Because to hack someone IT infrastructure or to make some services down, it may be taking huge effort, but hacking some applications is very easy nowadays, right? Hacking someone else applications is very easy, right? So 80% of the cyber attacks now are being targeted to your applications only. So that is why, because it is very easy to implement, very easy to demonstrate, very easy to understand, that is why I have made this session specifically oriented to the applications only. So I will be talking to various cyber attacks or security risks which are associated to application. No doubt the methods which I will be demonstrating can be used to enter into some restricted infrastructure or to make the services down. So this can be a, you can say, a base model for launching different types of cyber attacks to infrastructure and the services also, right? So if we talk about various cyber attacks using applications, so here are some statistics which I have collected through the internet, right? So the global data is showing that more than 30,000 websites are hacked on daily basis, right? More than 30,000 websites. 64% of the companies worldwide have experienced at least one form of cyber attacks, right? There are more than 20 million record breaches in March 2021. So these record breaches means someone has accessed your sensitive data without having authorized access. They have accessed your data, they have stolen your personal information. So data breach nowadays is very, you can say, challenging for any company or any applications owners, right? So whenever some applications has been hacked by the hackers, their first goal is to take the data, confidential data, right? So more than 20 million data breaches has happened in the March 2021 itself. In 2020, when the COVID pandemic was in the peak, right, ransomware cases grew up to 150%, right? So because everyone is using some online platform in the COVID pandemic, everyone was dependent upon some online platform, like every meetings, every confidential or any types of meeting are being conducted through this video conferencing software like Zoom or WebEx or Google Meet, whatsoever the applications you are using. At that time in 2020, it was just the starting phase. So companies were not have taken care about various securities implementations in their software, and that causes more than 150% increase in the cyber attacks and ransomware cases. Ransomware basically cases are where hackers are hacking into your data, your infrastructure. They will be storing your data, they will be encrypting your data, and now to give back to your data to you, they will be charging some money, right? They will be asking some ransom, right? So this type of cases has grew up to 150% in 2022 itself, right? Even the email is responsible for around 94% of the malware spread, right? So what the hackers are using this email, what for which purpose? They will be sending you some malicious email, right? Attracting email. They will be attracting you through email that you have won some lottery of amount 20 lakh. To claim this amount, you have to click on this link, right? As soon as you will click on that link, you will be redirected to some website, and definitely that website will be containing some malwares, right? So this type of unsolicited emails are responsible for more than 94% of the malware spread, right? Even the global data shows every 39 seconds there is a new attacks are happening somewhere in the web, right? And these attacks are mostly being targeted or mostly being happen to your applications only, right? So applications are very, you can say, vulnerable zone, right? Your network hacking someone else's network is again a challenging, because the attacker has to come to the physically to the your network. They have to connect themselves to the network. Once you will be suppose someone is visiting NIT Hamirpur campus, right, and he is a hacker. When he will be joined your Wi-Fi network in the NIT campus, he may have the access, he may have the tools to track to penetrate into your network system, right? But to hack someone else's application, it is not required to go physically there, right? It is very easy, right? It is very easy. By sitting remotely, you can hack someone else's application, right? On an average, around 24,000 various mobile applications are being blocked daily on the daily basis. Even the Play Store, whenever you create a mobile application and when you are going to place that mobile application into Play Store, there will be several steps of checking test, right? So there are several test cases which you need to pass, right? Before hosting your mobile application on the Android Play Store or Google Play Store, you have to pass through various security checks, right? So whenever you are modifying your mobile application and whenever you are using your mobile applications to perform any kind of cyber attacks, Google will immediately block your mobile application. And on the daily basis, statistics are showing that more than 24,000 various mobile applications are being blocked on daily basis, right? So these are basically figures which are showing that how application security is contributing in the cyber security, right? So there are some more statistics which I am having. More than 3 lakh new pieces of malware are being created on daily basis, right? Thousands of new malwares are being created, like ranging from various viruses, adwares, trojans, keyloggers, right? So these viruses are not anything else, but it is a programs, right, which the hackers are running. Viruses or malwares are basically a programs which the hackers are running over the world wide web to steal the people's data, right? So more than 3 lakh new pieces of malwares are being created on daily basis. Ubers has reported loss of information last year, right? And 57 million riders and drivers data has been stolen by the hackers, right? And for that in the initial state, the Uber has paid $1 lakh to delete the stolen data to the hackers, right? What hacker has done? They have stolen the data of 57 million riders and drivers, because whenever you want to book any cab through Uber, you have to register yourself on the Uber, and it may be asking your email ID, your mobile number, your locations, or the data they will be accessing. Many times when you install on web application, sorry, mobile application in your mobile, it may be asking for permissions to access your contacts, to access your photographs, to access your SMS services, right? Many times you have seen this type of things. Yes, am I right? Yes, participant. Whenever you are installing any application in your mobile, will it be asking for your access to your contacts, your images, your SMS services? Yes. Am I right? Please keep responding in the chat box so that the session will be interactive. So I request the participant. Yes. I'm not getting any message. Your screen is not visible.
Sir, actually, chat box has been disabled temporarily.
Okay,
If you want
okay, no issue. So anyway, so definitely you have seen this type of things, right? That while installing any mobile application, it is asking for permission to access your contacts and all. And as soon as these mobile application like Uber or Ola mobile applications you will install, it will have the access to all your data, and they will pull your data from your mobile and they will store into their databases. And once the hackers has hacked the Uber's servers, they have stolen more than 57 million riders and drivers data, and they have threatened the Uber that if they will not pay the ransom amount, they will put all this data over the hackers zone, right, for selling, right, for selling purpose. So initially the Ubers has paid $1 lakh to delete the data, but even after taking this $1 lakh amount, hackers has not deleted their data, and after that Uber has taken some you can say prosecution steps using the government agency to investigate the cases, and he has spent around $148 million again to investigate this data breach and to penalize the attackers to stop breaches of this kind, right? So this much amount Uber has spent over their cases, right? Apart from this friend finders website, it is again a social networking website where they will be providing some platform to join various couples over the internet to find their friends and to connect with them, right? So they have lost 412 million user accounts, and their subsidiaries like Adult Find, Friend Finder, Scams.com, Penthouses, all these domains has been hacked, right? And they have lost millions of data, millions of accounts of their user personal information to the hackers. Again, our statistics is showing that globally more than 30,000 websites are being hacked on daily basis, right? And cyber criminals are hacking these websites to access the sensitive data, to steal the sensitive information of their users, their clients, and their first target is to the are the financial sectors, health sector, retail organizations, right? So these type of attacks are possible because most of the websites are using some open source platform like WordPress, Joomla, and these type of platform may be having some vulnerabilities, right? Using these vulnerabilities, the hackers are exploiting this vulnerability and they are penetrating into your website, right, and their application. More than 23,000 DDoS attack has happened, and it is happening every 24 hours. DDoS attack is basically distributed denial of services attack, where attackers will be launching coordinated attacks from by taking into various system as a bots, by making the botnets, and they will be targeting some particular individual server. When the huge number of bots will attack to a single server, single service provider system, the services provided by that server will be down, right? And as a result of that, no prospective customer or clients will be able to access that services. This is called DDoS attack. Like Gmail, there is a various Gmail services and Gmail servers where Gmail is providing their email services to their clients. If someone will target the Gmail server, no one will be able to access the Gmail services during that period. So this type of attacks are being happened in more than 23,000 DDoS attacks are being performed or happened on in every 24 hours. So now come to the our specific application that is called website. So we are now going to analyze the need of securing our application, our websites, right? So it is well said that an insecure website is harmful for the company image, right? So if you are owning a website, if you are owning a mobile application, not only website, it can be any application which is having the client server architecture. Client server architecture means there is a server and various clients are accessing through it, through the internet, its services or its resources, right? So any insecure websites is harmful to the company image. I can share you the case. The few years back, there was a very reputed college in Rajasthan, and the college websites was very reputed, and for all the students and faculties were having the good trust on the website. They will be putting they have put their data, their personal information, faculty information, student information on their website. One day what will happen, when the principal wake up in the morning, he have seen that media people are standing in front of his residence. When he inquired from the media persons, he came to know that someone, the group of hackers has hacked to their institute website, and they have placed some pornographic video, right? Some pornographic videos on their website, and it was very, you can say disturbing, right? and it has caused irreparable damage to that college's reputation and images, right? So definitely, if you will see this type of content, this type of inappropriate content on any website, definitely you will not be interested in visiting that website in future, right? Even if your website is compromised, if your website has been compromised by the hackers, it may be possible that they have uploaded some malware into your system, right? And whenever you browse that website, that malware will be downloaded into your system. So many times you may have seen that if you want to download some pirated software or some pirated movies, right? When you search on Google, you will find several links where you can, where they will be claiming that please click on this link, you will get this movie downloaded in the full resolution or HD quality movie, right? But when you click on that link, you will not find the link or exact video. They will keep redirecting you from one website to another website, and the website may be having various download button. They will not have single download button. They will have more than two or more than three download button. So if mistakenly you have clicked on that download button, immediately some virus or malware will be downloaded into your system. They will encrypt your laptop data, and they will start asking the ransom amount from you, right? So this type of things are very, you can say, harmful for you and as well as the company's image. Also, you may have seen that while browsing a website, many times the browser will be warning you. Yes, dear participant, have you ever encountered this type of problem, that while browsing a website, your browser is warning you that this website is insecure, still you want to proceed, then click here. If you are finding this type of thing in this in your browser, definitely it is showing, it is warning you that the website you are intended to visit may be having some viruses or malware signatures, right? So these type of things are very common. Suppose you are going to access a website of very reputed organization. As soon as you have written their domain address in the web browser, and you click enter or go. If your browser is giving this type of message that this website is insecure, still you want to proceed, please click here. Or it may be giving this type of warning message that please do not perform any financial transaction, your data will be stolen by the hacker. So definitely you will think before visiting that website. So what this type of messages are pointing? They are basically pointing toward the loss of reputation, loss of credibility, loss of trust in the company image, company website, right? And it is very harmful to the company image, right? So websites are very important with respect to your company image or reputation, right? Even Google search engine. So whenever you want to search any data or any information, what you will do, you will just go to the Google and you will write the intended message or your search keyword in the Google, and Google will give the list of appropriate links for getting that data, right? So if some student want to search for the various courses or various curriculum being offered by the NIT Hamirpur or NIT TTR Chandigarh, if they will not be knowing the domain name, what they will do, they will just go to the Google and they will write in the Google that courses offered by NIT Hamirpur or various faculty development program offered by NIT TTR Chandigarh. So Google will give the list of various links, right? List of various links which are correlated to your search, right? But in case Google has blacklisted the website of NIT Hamirpur or NIT TTR Chandigarh, no such link will be provided by Google, and hence it is a huge loss to the company, right? It is huge loss to the company because no prospective clients or customer will be able to visit that company's website. Suppose you want to purchase some shoes or goggles or any clothings, or if you want to purchase any electronic gadget or mobile phone, what you will do, you will just go to Google and you will write mobile phone, or you will search Amazon. So Google will give you the various links like Amazon link, Flipkart link, Snapdeal link, Tata Q link, right? So various links Google will give. So people will visit Amazon website, they will search for the product, they will add them to the cart and they will process the order, right? But what will happen if Google will stop showing any information about Amazon or Flipkart? Can you analyze? This will be a huge loss to the company, because the companies like Amazon, like Flipkart, their 100% businesses are totally dependent upon their websites, right? And if Google will stop showing their data, their links on their Google search pages, it will be a huge loss, because no prospective clients or customer will be able to search any information or any links about the company. So this type of vulnerability or this type of security risks which are associated in your website will be causing this type of impacts on your company, right? So apart from this list, these statistics or these reasons, there are several other reasons which are continuously pointing toward the need of security in your IT applications. So few of them I have already discussed, and some more important reasons I have listed here also. Like website hacking is very common nowadays. Even nowadays, the 9th or 10th standard students or the beginners who are learning this ethical hacking courses, right? Their first target is to hack the website. Even if you are also going to pursue any ethical hacking courses, the first target you will be given is to hack a website, to hack a small website. So they will be taking it as a milestone, first milestone, right? So hacking a website becomes very common job nowadays, right? Hacking a website is also very random. So while hacking a website, hackers are not going to bother about the company's reputation or company's financial status. It is very random. So while hacking a website, hacker will not going to see that whether it is a billionaire company, or it is just a startup company, or it is a very well organized website, or whether it is a 1 or 2 page static website. Whatever the website, attacker will get an opportunity to hack, they will hack, right? So it is very random event, you can say. Hacking a website is very random. Hackers are not going to analyze or further investigate whether I will be benefited using hacking by hacking this website or not. They will hack any website randomly, right? Loss of reputation, I have already discussed this, that if your website is having the vulnerability, if it is been compromised by the hackers, it may be causing huge loss of reputation and credibility and trust among your clients. And recovering from blacklist is very difficult. I already told you that once your website will be blacklisted by Google, it becomes very huge or very challenging task to recover your website from blacklist tag, right? This is that data shown by the Forbes company, that more than 30% websites are being hacked. I have already shown you. This is again a survey data. So this survey has been conducted by the this Symantec company, who used to make the Norton antivirus. You must have heard about Norton antivirus. The Symantec is a cyber security company which is making this Norton antivirus, and they have done this survey. They have done this survey that why we have to secure our website, right? So as per their survey, they have released this data. What they have done, they have scanned almost all the websites throughout the World Wide Web. Out of all the scanned websites, they have able to scan 75% of the website, and out of these 75% of scanned website, what they have found that more than 30% website has already been hacked. So 75% website they have scanned, and out of these scanned website, they have found more than 30% website has already been hacked. So how they came to know that these websites has already been hacked? Because on that web servers, what they have found? They have found more various malware signatures or phishing websites. So phishing, more than 50,000 various phishing websites they have found, and more than 20,000 malware variants they have found. So you must be knowing about the phishing. What is phishing? Phishing is basically, you can say, a method to, yeah, someone is raising his hand. So if you have any query, you may take the permission from the host and you can ask your query. So otherwise, I'll be taking the query in the end of my session, definitely. So phishing is a basically activity in which hackers will be creating identical website. So long back, a case was happened that a hacker has purchased a domain called ICICII. So ICICI Bank was having the domain called ICICI, but hackers has purchased a different domain called ICICII. And what they have done, they have created an identical website the ICICI Bank is having. So it is very easy to create the identical website. I can create an identical website of SBI internet banking in less than 5 minutes, right? In less than 5 minutes, I can create identical website. So what hackers has done, they have created the identical website. They have hosted that website in the identical domain, and what they have done through social engineering, they have contacted various users of this ICICI Bank, and they have claimed that we are the ICICI Bank authorities and you have won some lottery amount, and if you want to claim this lottery amount, you have to log into your ICICI internet banking by clicking on this link. And what people was done, they got fooled. They have clicked that link because the link was having the domain ICICI. They have not bothered whether it is having single I in the end or the double I. So they have clicked on the link and they will be redirected to the hacker's website. But the website created by the hackers were having same look and feel. As soon as they have entered their user ID and password, the user ID and password was captured by the hackers, and immediately in the next moment their account will be hacked. Their money was transacted by the hackers and their account was nil, right? So there was a huge hacking scam which was taken places. At that time there was no provision for two-factor authentication and all. So that is why this type of hacking has been done, right? Phishing is the example of that. This survey is also showing that building a reputation is a very long-term job, right? But losing your reputation is very easy, right? Once your website will be hacked by the hacker, once they will upload some inappropriate content on your website, definitely your reputation will be in vain, right? So they have also claimed that due to this type of hacking, a website has lost his 95% traffic. So now you can analyze the severity of this this type of cyber attacks. Suppose this type of cyber attacks has took place with the this e-commerce company like Amazon or Flipkart. If Amazon will lose 95% of their web traffic, what will happen to their business? Because their business is totally dependent upon their website, and if they will lose 95% traffic, it will cause a huge financial loss to the company, right? And the survey, as per the survey, they have also suggested that it becomes very daunting and challenging task to again whitelist your website. Once your website was blacklisted, it becomes very challenging task to whitelist your website, because you have to approach to the Google agency, Google team. You have to convince them, right? And that my website is secure. Now you can whitelist my website, right? So this is what which I have discussed. So till now, what we have discussed, till now we have discussed various different types of cyber attacks, category of cyber attacks, statistics of cyber attacks, and we have also analyzed the strong need of this type of security in our applications, right? So now everyone must, I hope everyone will is aware why to secure our application, why to secure our website. We have seen the various needs and analysis of the impacts, right? Now we are going to have some live demo or demonstration of these cyber attacks, right? So these cyber attacks can be caused with using any one of these vulnerability. What is this vulnerability? Vulnerabilities are basically the weaknesses which are available in your system. Suppose you are a human being, and you are your immune system, your immunity is very weak, right? Your immunity is very weak, so you are a vulnerable person, right? So until unless you will not be in contact with any infected person, you will be safe, right? But as soon as any virus or any infected person came to know that this person is having very less immunity, so in that case, what the viruses will do, they will attack on you, right? They will attack on you, or the infected person will attack on you. If they will be intended to make you sick, what they will do, they will be in contact with you, and as soon as viruses or infected person will be in contact with you, because your immunity was weak, you will be sick, you will fall sick. So same case with your IT applications. If your IT application are having these vulnerabilities, it means your IT applications immune system is very weak. As soon as hackers or viruses will come to know that your IT application is having this type of vulnerability, they will attack on your system, and they will hack your data, or they will steal your data, right? So these are some vulnerabilities which are mostly found in various IT applications, like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, sensitive data exposure, malicious file upload, security misconfiguration, broken access control, using component with role vulnerability, insufficient login and monitoring, and all, right? So I'll be discussing one by one. So what this SQL injection is, right? So if you are from computer science, or if you are having some exposure to the databases, definitely you will be knowing about this SQL. SQL is basically a structured query language which is being used to connect your application to your database, right? In easy language, you can understand like this. If you are having a website which and you want to show your content on your website from the database, definitely you have to write the SQL. You have to take the help of SQL. So any dynamic website or any mobile application which are having the live data, or the data where or the application where the data is changing as per the user input, that applications are called dynamic application. Like I can show you like this. Suppose I'm going to show. Suppose I'm opening this NIT Hamirpur website. NIT Hamirpur website. I'm opening this. Suppose I'm going to click on this history page, right? So this page is showing history about this NIT Hamirpur. So the content of this page is not changing, right? Every time I will refresh it, or I have no choice to alter this content. So this is a static page. It is not having any database. You can say not having not it had nothing to do with the database, right? But where the login has been provided, like faculty, if you go to the faculty, you may find some login or login panel, right? Like e-office, here is the e-office. It is forbidden because it is not having access from outside. It may be accessed through the inside the campus of this NIT only. So let me take the another example, like Flipkart. Suppose I have opened this Flipkart website. When I will search here for shoes, so this website will show me the various brand and models of shoes only, right? If I will search here for mobile, so it will show me various brand and models for various mobile phones. So as per my input, the content of this page is changing. If I'm writing here mobile, it is showing me mobile. If I'm writing here phones, it is showing phone. If I'm writing here watches, it will showing me watches. So as per the user input, the content of this page is changing. It means it is a dynamic page, but this page is called static page because this page is not having any content changing as per the user input, right? So now you are having clear idea about the dynamic and static. Like this login page also, suppose I am clicking on this login. So this login, when I will log in through my email ID and password, it will show the account profile, account detail or profile detail of mine only, right? If I will enter different email ID, it will show the email ID or profile of that user only, right? So content of that login or profile page is also changing. That is why it is also called dynamic page. So whenever you are having any dynamic application, definitely your application is connected to some database, and there is a SQL behind this application who is taking this input, who is taking this input and sending it to the database and fetching the details from the database and showing the details. So whenever I will be searching here mobile and I will click on this search button, what will be happening? The text which I have entered here, it will be captured by the web page and it will be handed over to the HTTP. HTTP is basically a protocol. You can see HTTP is basically protocol. I will show you. You can see this HTTP or HTTPS. These are the services which are connecting the client with the servers. As soon as I will write here mobile and I will click on search button, this mobile keyword will be captured by this HTTP. It will take my keyword to the Flipkart server, and the server may be located in any location throughout the world. It may be located in Gurgaon or Noida or Hyderabad, any IT city. Any IT, whatever the location their data center is there, or cloud their data center is there, it will reach to the data center. So my keyword will reach to the data center through this HTTP, and on that data center or on that server, there will be a script, and that script will be containing some SQL, and that SQL will take it as a parameter the search keyword, and it will search in the database whatever the details it will found with respect to this keyword, it will send back to the HTTP, and HTTP will bring that data to the user and it will show me. So this is the entire process which is happening, but it is because it is happening in fraction of second, you will not be experiencing any delay, right? But this is the exact process which is happening in backend, right? So what I was wanting to tell you, basically I was wanting to tell you that SQL is the main, you can say, component which is connecting our web application or any IT application, mobile application, to the database servers, right? And what hackers are doing, they will be entering they will be entering here such a keyword, where whatever the user input the website is asking. So whatever the user input website is asking, hackers are entering here, you can say, a modified or dangerous keywords or dangerous you can say symbols, which will make this SQL statement as true, or it will alter the structure of SQL, and it will get, or it will gain the access of unauthorized data, right? Unauthorized data, they will gain the access, right? Like let me explain you through the demonstration. Suppose this is a login page. Only administrator is allowed to log in into this profile. So every college ERP is having the login for their students, their teachers. So teacher may be entering the student marks or their attendance through their login, right? But Sql injection is basically a method in which hackers will be sending some dangerous character in the input box. As a result of that, the SQL query which is running on the backend on the server, it will be altered, and due to this alteration, it will return the unauthorized data details to the hackers, right? Like this Flipkart or Gmail, it may be cases also. Like suppose this is a Flipkart website, it is also asking me the login ID and password. So if in this login ID, I will write here some dangerous character, right? I will write here some dangerous character. So what it will do, when it will reach to the server, and SQL will take it as a parameter, because you cannot stop reaching this to the SQL statement, right? Once it will reach to the SQL statement, and if in the SQL statement, if you have not taken any precaution, it will modify the structure of the SQL statement. As a result of that, anyone can hack anyone's profile or login account. If you are a student, I want to aware the teachers, the faculty also. If your student is knowing this technique, he will hack your profile. He can change his marks or attendance, right? And it is very easy. Let me demonstrate you. So what this SQL injection is telling, it is basically telling that it is a vulnerability that allow the attackers to alter the backend SQL statement by manipulating the user input, right? So if you have not properly implemented the dangerous data filtration, dangerous characters filtration in your code, in your website, definitely it will alter your SQL statement and it will provide unauthorized access to the hackers. So let me do here. Suppose I am entering here a random username and random password. I am entering here. So will it allow? No, it will not allow the random username and password. It is showing authentication failed. So any ABCD user is not allowed to log in here, right? They are not allowed, right? But only admin is allowed. So if admin want to log in, definitely he will be allowed to log in, right? To see the feedbacks given by the users about this website.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, here once I will be logging into a certain website, and if I give the different characters in the username, so sir, how as that username does not exist in the database, so how that username would be like validated there and give the record of give the unauthorized record, as you are saying that this happens in case of SQL injection.
Yeah, I will be demonstrating there, and I will be also explaining how it is working. I will be firstly I will demonstrate, and then I will make you understand how it is working, right?
Okay,
So
sir.
suppose I am going to use a injection code here. Let me open the injection code. So this is the injection code which I am going to use. This is the injection code I am going to use. So here, so I suppose hackers has guessed the username. Suppose hackers has anyway guessed the username, but he is not knowing the password, right? I am a hacker. Now I am acting as a hacker. I am not knowing the correct password for this admin login. But anyway, I have guessed the username, because hacking someone else's username is nowadays very easy. Most of the time, people are keeping their email ID as a username, and everyone will be knowing their friends or their teachers' email ID. Students will be knowing their email ID of the teachers, right? So hacking someone else or getting or knowing someone else username is very easy, but password is confidential. So in place of password, what I will be doing, I will be taking this as a password. This is an injection code. I will be writing this password here, and I will try to log in. So you can see it has allowed me to log into the admin profile. So this is authentication bypassing. So authentication hacking. It means hacker has accessed the restricted profile, right? He was not authorized to do, but he has accessed, right? So this is a kind of SQL injection. You can see again I am writing here admin, and the place of password I'll be using this 1 = 1 as a password. So I'm not knowing the password, so I'm writing this as a password, and it is allowing me to enter, right? So what was the correct password? Let me show you the database. So this is the database of this website. I have already told you that if you want to create any dynamic website, you must have to have the database. So this is the database, and I will show you the username and password. So for the admin, the username was admin and the password was PASSWORD. This was the password. But hacker is knowing the SQL injection trick, and as a result of that, what he is doing, he just writing admin here, and in place of password, he is placing this 1 = 1, and he's getting the access. This is called SQL injection hacking, right? Because this website was having the vulnerability of SQL injection, that is why the hacker has exploited this vulnerability, and he has gained the unauthorized access to the your data, right? So this is called SQL injection. So let me tell you how it is working. So I have already told you the way the dynamic websites are working. So suppose I am writing here admin, and in place of password I am writing here password as AA, As soon as I will click here login, so can anybody tell me whether what it will return, true or false? Because the password was password, but I'm writing here AA, so it should respond false. It should respond false. So as soon as I will click here login, this data will be captured by the this HTML form. It will be given to the HTTP, and HTTP will take this captured username and password to the web server. And in my case, the web server is nothing but my laptop is only the web server. That is why it is the domain of this website is localhost. So this my laptop is only in this case, my laptop is acting as a web server. So it will take this captured username and password to the web server, and on the web server, the website developer has physically written the code of this website, this login.php. So they have written some certain code, and inside that code there will be a SQL command which will be taking this username and password collected by the HTTP as a input. And in that case, my query will look like this one: select a star from login table where username is equal to admin and password is equal to AA. As soon as I will click on this login button, this query will run on the backend. This query will run on the backend. How this query will run? Because this the parameter which it is getting as a in the conditional parameter, that is admin and AA. It is being collected from the HTTP, and as soon as HTTP will send this data to the web page, the SQL will take it as a parameter, and when this SQL query will be executed, it will return false. Why it will return false? Because the correct username was admin and the correct password was PASSWORD. You can see here the correct password was password. But now hackers are very smart. What they are doing, they are not going to use AA as a password, but they are going to use this 1 equal to 1 as a password here. So when they will click on login button, definitely they will get an access, they will get the message authentication failed. Now what hacker will try? He will write here admin, and in password field he will paste this 1 equal to 1. As soon as he will click here, the query will be like this. The query in the password, the in place of AA, the password which will be captured through by this SQL query will 1 or 1 equal to 1. So now my query will be looking like this. Now what hacker has done, you can see here, he is very smart. So by putting this 1 equal to 1, you can see this single quote are the part of the SQL query. It is a syntax. You can say this single quote is a syntax for SQL statement. Whenever some SQL statement will take any parameter, it will take this parameter within this single quote, that all the collected parameters are being included within this single quote. So very smartly what hacker has done, he has write here 1 and single quote. By putting this first single quote, he has completed this parameter. He has completed this parameter, that is now the parameter is password is equal to 1. And after that he has appended another operator, logical operator called OR. OR is a logical operator and it will be working in the mode either this or this, right? So it has, the hacker has associated an OR operator, and now he is telling 1 OR equal to 1. So earlier my SQL query was that query was asking from SQL that Mr. SQL, please select all the data from login where username is equal to admin and password is equal to AA. So Mr. SQL has returned the value called false. Now hacker is telling the SQL that Mr. SQL, please select all the data from login where username is equal to admin and password is equal to 1 and password is equal to 1. And also he is telling to the Mr. SQL that Mr. SQL, if password is not equal to 1, please check for this condition. And this condition is 1 is equal to 1. And it is universal true. 1 is always equal to 1. Because these two conditions, this password check and this 1 equal to 1 are associated using OR operator. So it will check either this or this. So definitely password is not equal to 1. What was the password? The correct password was PASSWORD. So definitely this part is false, but this part is true. So true or false means true, because it is an OR operator. So true or false combinedly it will become true, and this part was earlier true. So true and true is true. So that is why it is returning true. I hope it is clear. Yes. Who was asking the earlier query here? Who was asking the query? Is it clear now? Because this.
Yes, sir. Now it is clear, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So,
So
sir.
because this was true, this was false. The false or true, when you combine false or true, it becomes true. When you are combining true and true, it becomes true. You must be knowing the truth table, right? So according to this, now this query is now true, and as a result of this, it is returning true value, right? So this is the way in which this SQL query is, SQL injection is running. So that is why it is providing the unauthorized access to the hacker, right? So I hope this SQL injection is now clear to everyone. So this was you can say one of the injection code. Like this, there are several other injection code is there. I can take a full day session on this SQL injection only, right? So there are various other SQL injection codes, SQL injection payloads, which are available there for different purposes. It is not only limited to the hacking someone else profile, but using this is very powerful. This SQL injection is very powerful. Using this SQL injection, I can hack your entire database. Not only the particular login, but I can get the login details of all the users, all the faculty, right? I can get the database name, the database field name, the column name, the row name, the rows data. I can get the data, all the database which are available on your web server. So this SQL injection is very, very powerful, right? If your website is, yes.
How we found that which website has vulnerability of SQL or not, sir?
Dear, it will come later, right? That is the part of this penetration testing. I will, if the time will permit, definitely I will talk about this in the end, right? So here I will be firstly seeing the demonstration of various attacks, and in the last part I will discuss some way how we can identify this, right? So that will be the part of penetration testing. So when I will come to that point, definitely I will discuss, right? So this is the one of the very common SQL injection. Apart from this, there are several other. So one more SQL injection, if you are interested, I can show you. And one more thing, if someone is not knowing the password, or even the hacker is not able to guess the username, so you need not have to worry. If you are not knowing the someone username, just write this 1 equal to 1 in place of username and password, and it will straightforward, it will provide the login to the concerned profile. But there is a slight difference. Earlier we were hacking someone a specific profile, but now it is accessing some random, you can say, or a unique profile, right? Can anybody differentiate what is the difference between hacking someone, hacking using someone username, or hacking directly through this 1 equal to 1? What is the difference between them? So suppose there are 5 faculty in your college: faculty A, faculty B, faculty C, and faculty D. And if you are a hacker student, if you want to hack the profile of faculty B, definitely you will use here the username of faculty B. But if you use here 1 equal to 1, whose profile will be hacked? Can anybody tell me? So it is
would not be specific, sir.
Sorry?
So it would not be specific because we are using a random username here, so that we can just get a login panel.
Okay, take it as your task, yeah, homework. Please do it and find it, right? Okay. So it will return a specific value. Which specific value or which specific profile it will return? It will be a task for you. Just search it and let me know through my email, right? Anyway, so let us move ahead.
So maybe the first user was created on that account.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
Sir,
All
maybe the
profile-
first user account was created on that database. Maybe that account.
Yes, you are very right. It will fetch the very first row of your database, very first row or very first row, whatever the user data which is available in the very first row, it will fetch, right? You are very correct. Okay, so let us move ahead. So now I'm going to show you one more SQL injection. So this is called authentication bypassing. So what I will be doing here, I will be writing here admin, and then I will be putting here single quote space double dash space single dash. Now I do not need any password. By writing this injection code, I do not need any password. Just for the input validation, I will write any character here, and when I will click on login, it will provide me the unauthorized login to the admin profile, right? So how it is working again, let me explain you. So now what hacker is doing, he just writing here admin single quote space double dash space single dash, and in password field he has written any random character. In password field he has written, sorry, in password field he's writing any random character, suppose A or B. So what hacker is doing, by putting this first single quote, intentionally he has completed this condition, and by putting this double dash space single dash, he has commented the rest of the SQL query. So every programming languages are having some way of commenting the programming lines, like in slash star, you must have seen double slash. So these are the way of commenting the programming lines. Similarly, in the SQL, if you want to comment the part of a query which you do not want to be executed, you can do this by writing the double dash space single dash. You can do that, and by doing this, this part will be not executed. It means now your query is not at all checking the password. Your query is not at all checking for the password. It is just checking for the username, and as a result of that, it is not asking for password. So this is another way of doing this SQL injection. If you want to perform it, so one thing I would like to share here. So dear learners, for it is just for you only, that please do not perform this SQL injection on any public website. Though it is very easy to understand, but please do not perform in any public website. Otherwise, you will be penalized. As per the Information Technology Act, IT Act 2000, it is a punishable offense. And if the web administrator or the owner of that website will came to know that someone will be trying to do this SQL injection on his website, he can lodge an FIR against you, and you will be penalized from 6 months jail up to 1 lakh rupees penalization charges, right? So please do not perform this SQL injection on any public website until unless you are not the owner of that website, or you are not the owner of that data, or you are having this such data policy. If you are having some policy to access that public data, or if you are having the rights to access the public data, then only you can test it, or you can do it on other. Unless in the case, you should not perform this, right? If you do this, it will be risky for you. If you will be convicted and you will be penalized, right? If you want to perform, if you want to have the demo, you can have the access of this Ultra Mutual website. So this is a website called Ultra Mutual. It is a website developed by IBM Corporation. So many big company like IBM, TCS, Wipro, CDAC, these all the big companies are working in this domain, like application security, right? So this, you can see here, this is the Ultra Mutual website, and this website is developed by IBM Corporation. You can read the disclaimer. This website is designed by the IBM Corporation to just checking the web application vulnerability and the defects. It is just for demo purpose, demonstration purpose. It is also written here demo website. So though it is a live website, you can do SQL injection here and you will not be penalized because it is a demo website. So let us perform SQL injection here. I'll be giving this link. I'll be giving this link to your chat box. You should also try it in your PC if you have connected to your PC. So in the chat box, I'm writing here. If it is visible, I have written some link in the chat box, right? So you can open this link in your browser. So this is a demo website, and this website is basically for online banking, internet banking website. It is a demo internet banking website where you can sign in, and the credentials for signing is John Smith. Sorry, J Smith is a username, and the password is demo1234. Let me write in the chat box. You can also access it. So let me use this John Smith username password, and password is demo1234. So when I will be logging here, I will be allowed, right? I'll be allowed. I will be able to see my account detail. I can see my account summary. I can see the recent transactions. I can transfer fund. Not actually, it is just a demo. So this is the account, internet banking account for this John Smith, right? So now I am asking you all to do SQL injection on this website. Suppose you are a hacker, you do not know the password for John Smith, but you are knowing the John Smith username. So what you will do, you will do right here J Smith as a username, and in password field I will be writing here single quote space double dash space single dash. In password field I will be writing any character just for input validation, but because many times website will not be allowing you to submit the empty text boxes. If this text box will be empty, you will not be allowed to submit. So randomly you can write any character here. So now when I will try to log in, you can see it has provided me the login. It means I have just performed the SQL injection on this website. It means this website is having the vulnerability of SQL injection. So are you able to do this? Yes, participants, are you able to perform these attacks on this Ultra Mutual? Are you able to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let us move ahead. So again, another application is DVWA. DVWA is damn vulnerable web application. It is also you can say open source application. DVWA application. You can download it, and this is a open source application. You can download the entire code from the official website. You can configure it. Once you will successfully configure it, it will run on your local host, and it will look like this one.
Sir,
This is the yes.
sir, is there any way to do the SQL injection without entering the username?
Sorry.
Sir, is there any way to do the SQL injection without entering the username, sir? Like if in the query I have used only username to get the login thing, so then in that scenario, how I should use that?
Without knowing the username, I have already told you that if you are using the SQL injection command, SQL injection codes in the place of a username also, it will return the first row only, right? So you will be able to get the first row only, right? That is possible. Without getting the username, you will be able to access only the first row. For other username, you have to do some more penetration testing, right? Or blind SQL injection, right?
Okay, sir.
Blind SQL injection like union based attack, you can do these things, and you can have the entire access of your database. In that case, not only single user, you will have all the user databases, right? Username and password you will have. It is very powerful, right? So once you will log into this DVWA, it will look like this one, and it will be having various toolboxes where you can perform different attack like Sql injection, XSS attack, file inclusion, file upload, CSRF. All these attacks you can perform and you can learn, right? This is a very good platform, very good open source platform where you can learn or you can practice, right? Let us talk about some more vulnerability like cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting is again very high risk vulnerability which are associated with our web application, right? So if your web application is vulnerable, attacker will be able to upload some malicious JavaScript in malicious content in the form of JavaScript or image script, right? And the browsers which we are using, they are not able to distinguish between the malicious JavaScript or the trusted JavaScript. They will run the JavaScript, and as a result of that, your application will start misbehaving, right? Your application will start misbehaving. So there are two types of XSS attack. Why it is known as cross-site scripting? Because it can be performed on any platform. Cross-site means any platform it can be possible, because it is associated with the client-side scripting, right? Right. It is, and whatever the server-side scripting languages you have used, it can be performed because it is exploiting the client-side JavaScript or client-side script only, right? So if you are using, or if you have developed your website using your .NET or ASP or Python or JSP or PHP, whatever the server-side languages you have used, it cannot stop the hackers to perform this type of attack. That is why it is called cross-site scripting, and it is basically related to your client-side JavaScript or image script, right? So many types of attacks can be performed, like giving up warning messages, pop-up messages, redirecting you to some phishing website, or stealing some login or sessions data, right? So all the type of attacks can be launched, can be performed using this cross-site scripting vulnerability, right? So there are two types of cross-site scripting: reflected one and the stored one. Reflected one is basically the temporary one, so someone can display some appropriate images on your website, or some appropriate name on your website, appropriate messages or pop-up messages on your website for a while, right? And they can defame your website, right? They can defame your website, but it is a temporary one, right? And but in the stored one, hackers can store some malicious code or or some script in your database also, and it will be a permanent or kind of thing, or persistent kind of thing. It will be, it may cause a permanent damage to your website or defacing of the website, right? So
Sir,
using the reflected one, a hacker cannot deface your website, but yes, he can defame your website. Yes, who is asking
sir,
something?
yes, sir. Sir, as you said that it is not legal to practice these SQL injection on the published websites, the legal websites. So, sir, when the hacker tries to hack the certain account, so, sir, don't they get that penalty, sir, or the legal actions on them?
Yeah, definitely. It is always probable, right? They will always be probable to be penalized. But hackers are nowadays very smart. They will be using various tools and techniques to hide themselves, right? Like you must have heard about VPN, virtual
Yes, sir.
private network. So nowadays you can get very easy VPN softwares, right? So what these VPN softwares are doing, they will be keep changing your location, your IP, source IP, right? So
Yes.
hackers to hide their self, to hide their identity, they will be using VPN, right? So whenever some hackers are doing this type of thing, they will make themselves firstly safe, and then only they will do this type of things. So nowadays it is very tough job for the investigating agencies to identify the hackers, to track down to the hackers, to identify the hackers and do this type of penalization, right?
So,
So
sir, first they will hide their identity and then they will hit the website.
it means you are saying that, sir, I'm going to do this type of illegal activity. Tell
No,
me
sir,
how to do that,
definitely
right?
not, sir.
Sir, for the hiding the IP, proxy or VPN is best, sir. Both.
Yeah, definitely. You should use this type of application So not only you can do this type of thing, not only for creating the damage to the society, but you can also contribute to the society. So I will come to that point, that how as a responsible society person, as a human being, as a responsible human being, how you can contribute to your society using this type of knowledge, right? So though hackers are using this type of things to damage someone infrastructures or to earn money, to get some ransom, but as a good human being you can also do some good things, right? So which I will be demonstrating you, I will be telling you in the coming time, right? So let us finish here first. So reflected one is I have already told you that it is non-persistent base, or it is a temporary one. So someone can defame your website by displaying some inappropriate content or inappropriate images or text in your website. Let me log into the DVWA. So here I have logged into the DVWA, right? And now I'm going to demonstrate the reflected XSS attack. So suppose this is a website, and this is a demo. Basically what DVWA is giving. DVWA is giving an example of the website where this type of exploitation of vulnerabilities can happen. Suppose your college website is very good, but your college website is having this type of input box, which will be showing some results. Yeah, and students are entering their roll number and they are getting some results, right? So this type of example they are giving, right? Similarly here I'm writing my name here, Amrendra, and when I will submit here, it is printing my name, Amrendra Saran, right? If whatever the things I'm writing here, suppose I'm writing here Mr. Hacker, and it is displaying the text which I have entered. So this type of page your college website may be having, like inputting the roll number, getting the marks, right? So if this type of things are happening in your website, it may be possible that this page is vulnerable to reflected excesses. Like let me show you. So this type of text boxes are given on the website. So now hacker is not going to write some text here. He will write some script here, JavaScript here, and when you submit here, it will be giving some pop-up message. I will hack you. They may show you some abusing text or threatening text here, right? That I will hack your Facebook. Just give me $1,000, otherwise I will hack your account, Facebook account. So giving this type of pop-up message is again a type of website security attack, right? It is termed as security attack, right? So though it is a temporary one, when you will revisit this web page, no pop-up will be there. No pop-up will be there. When you refresh this page, no pop-up will be there. That is why it is called temporary or reflected one. It is just for temporary purpose. So if hacker want to show you this type of pop-up message, he can give you this link. He can give you this link, and as soon as you will open this link in your browser, right? Sorry. If you open this link in your browser, it will give you some pop-up message. Sorry. So I was demonstrating about your reflected excesses. So I have given the example of this reflected excesses.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in that text box, when the user will write that JavaScript code, then only it is showing that pop-up. So, sir, what happens if a user wants to show this pop-up message whenever other user logs in?
Yeah, that is why that is what I would like to tell you. Let me first re-log in here. If the hacker is sitting remotely, sitting remotely, what he has to do, let me tell you. Okay. I'm going to use some other pop-up message, other alert. So what he will do, he will just use the hyperlink. Suppose I want to show you some image. Suppose I'm going to show you some image. Okay, there is something, some problem. Okay, it has basically the security level, it has updated automatically. That is why it is showing. Let me open it in the different browser. Okay, here it is. This DBWA is having different security level, right? So if you want to practice, you have to set the, if you are a beginner level, you have to set the security level to low. Otherwise, it will keep you giving some remedial, you can say challenges, right? Challenges it will keep giving you, right? See, it is giving a pop-up message. So in that case, what hacker has to do, he has just copy this link here. He will just paste it in the your email, and he will send you to the, he will send you as a social engineering link, right? What you must be knowing the social engineering link. Let me write here this. Social engineering is a method in which attackers are calling, or attackers are attracting you to click on some malicious link, right? And as soon as you will click on the malicious link, you will be redirected to some website. And as soon as you will open that link, you will be getting this type of pop-up messages, right? So this is the way they will be doing this, right? So they need not have to get you into your system or your laptop, or and then only they have to do. They will just copy this link here. They will put this link in the email messages, right? Or they will hide these links in some click button, and they will attract you to click on that click button. As soon as you will click on that button, you will maybe getting this type of pop-up messages that if you do not give this much money, I will hack your account, or I will encrypt your data, right? So these type
Sir,
of things. Yes.
so currently this link will not work, no, because it has been hosted on your local computer.
Sorry.
So currently that link which you are talking about, that link will not be accessible from any other machine because you have hosted your website on your machine
No,
itself.
so just assume a case where this website is a public, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is one.
Assume that this website is on any public domain, right?
Yes, sir.
Assume a case. So let me show you a case which I have reported. Let me show you. I'm going to show you a video so that you will get a clear idea. So see this video. I think is it visible? Okay, it is opening.
Yes, sir. It is opening.
See this. Keep seeing this video. You must be recognizing this website. Are you recognizing this website?
Yes, sir.
Now just keep watching. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So this is not a local website now, and this was a global website, public infrastructure website, which was having this type of problem, reflected XSS. So I have reported it to the concerned authority, and they have taken the remedial step or counter step to stop this, right? So these type of things which are happening, right? These type of things which are happening, and reflected XSS can be used to defame the website. If someone website is having this type of problem, right, it means hacker can display some pop-up messages and things on that website, and they can defame your website. They can make the videos, they can record the videos, they can make them viral, and they can claim that this website is very insecure, and definitely your reputation will be lost, right? So let me show you some more if it is aligned. Now you can see I'm displaying my photo in here. So suppose www.gov.in, it is a government of India's website. It is having the photo of Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi. If you display your photo in place of Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi, definitely it will be a defaming for that website. The reputation of that website will be defamed, right? So these type of things are happening. What I have used, I have just used the image script here, and as a result of that, my photo is being displayed. So this should not be supposed to display any photo. This page should not be supposed to display any photo, but it is displaying. It means this website is vulnerable to the reflected XSS attack. Are you getting this? This is called reflected XSS attack. And because it is not a persistent one, it will not come again. When I will revisit this page, it will not come again, right? This is called reflected one or non-persistent one. Now the next is stored XSS. Stored XSS is basically related to the permanent one or persistent kind of things, right? So because the script which the attackers will be using, that script will be stored in the database, right? And this is why it is called stored XSS. Suppose this is a feedback page. So this website is asking for feedback about this website from their user. So users are giving some feedback. Suppose a user is giving some feedback. Website is very easy to hack. So suppose this message a user is giving. This message a user is giving, right? So this message has been recorded, and who can see this feedback? Only the administrator can see this feedback. So let me log in as administrator here. See, the administrator can see that a particular user has given a feedback. This website is very easy to hack. But this is a normal feedback. This is normal feedback. Now, suppose I am a hacker. So what I will do? Definitely, I will think differently. So I will not write here any feedback here. I will write here some script. So let me write some script here and see what is the impact of this. So I'm going to write this script here. Hey buddy, I will hack your website, right? So I'm going to submit it. Because now you can see this feedback has been recorded successfully. So now can you assume what will happen to the this website? Because the feedback which the user has given, it has been recorded, and all the feedback the users are giving about this website are being stored in the database. Because if it will not be stored in the database, it will the admin will not be able to see. Suppose one of your friend has given a message on your birthday, that happy birthday, or he has given some greeting messages on your Facebook profile long back. Suppose 2 years back your friend has wished you good happy birthday on your profile. If you open your Facebook profile nowadays also, you will be able to get that message. How you are getting that message? Only because the feedback which your friend has given long back, it has been stored in the Facebook database, and from there it is giving, or it is fetching and it is showing on your profile. So whatever the feedback the user has given, it is being stored in the database. You can see here it is the database, and it is being displayed to you from the database, right? So now when the administrator will try to log in here, because some hacker has given some script here. Now, whenever the administrator will try to log in here, he will get this pop-up message, "Hey buddy, I will hack your website," right? So this pop-up message he will get here, right? He will, this text will not be available here. Why it is not available? Because this text was not a plain text, it was a script, and it is the nature of the browser, it is nature of browser that it will not display any script, but it will run the script. As soon as it will came in contact with the script, it will run the script, right? So it will run the script, and as a result of that, it is giving pop-up message. So what is the way of this? If the, suppose if the administrator will have logged out and he has tried to re-log in, again he will get this message, right? Again he will get the message. So again and again he will be getting a message. It means it is a persistent one, it is a permanent one, and he cannot get rid of this. So only way right now is to delete the particular entry from the database. If he will delete the entry from the database, then only he will get rid of this type of pop-up message. But deleting the particular entry from the database is not a very easy task. Suppose you are having a huge website where millions or trillions of data you are having, billions of data you are having. So if you are a recruitment website, or if you are a college website, thousands or lakhs of data entries in your database, it becomes very challenging to search this type of script and to delete this type of script. And even though if you are not having the proper access to your database, right, you cannot do it, you cannot do this. So you cannot get rid of this type of pop-up messages. So it is not only limited to the pop-up message, but a hacker can do many more things using this stored accesses. Let me show you some more dangerous script. Let me use this script as a feedback script. So Mr. Hacker is going to use this script. So he has submitted a very dangerous script here. Let me see the impact. So are you ready to see the impact of this script? So as soon as, suppose the website administrator is very keen to see the feedbacks, he is very happy to see the feedback, good feedback about his website. But whenever he will try to log into account, he will be automatically redirected to some other website, and there he will see some scary or horror movie, right? So definitely the website administrator will not be happy to see this, right? Suppose you have developed this website and you are very happy, and if you are very interested to see the good feedback about your website, as soon as you are login and you have been redirected to this type of pages, definitely you will not be happy to see this, right? Suppose he got afraid of this, he got scared, and suppose he tried to log in again. So login again, will it solve the purpose of administrator, web administrator? If he will try to log in again, will it solve the purpose? Yes, participant. If he has cancelled that, he has cancelled that tab, he has closed that tab, and now he is logging again. Is it going to help him? No. As soon as he will try to log in, he will be immediately redirected to that.
Sir, we have not deleted that record from the database, so it will not gonna solve.
It will keep coming. That is why it is called stored accesses. Stored accesses means it has been stored in your database and
will preserve, sir.
Yes.
Till it has been deleted from the database.
Until unless you will not delete it from the database, you will not get rid of this, right? And I have already told you that deleting the database entry is very, very risky. If you are having millions of data, it may be possible that you are deleting something and you got mistakenly, you have deleted some important data. So altering the database, live database, is very, very challenging. When you work in the MNC, when you will work in the live application, live software, you will be you will see there that changing the database in the live application is very, very risky, right? That is why multiple security levels will be implemented on the databases, and only the database administrator will have the access of this database. In that case, the application manager or application owner is not having very easy, you can say, task to delete the entry from the database. So let us move ahead. So we have talked about this XSS attack. There are some other security attacks, but I think time is less. So I will cover a few attacks and then I will come to the countermeasure parts. So sensitive data exposure is again a very high risk security vulnerability which are available in the websites, right? So sensitive data exposure tells that if you are having your sensitive data in your website, if you are taking the backups, if everything is good, right? But putting your database backup on your database server is very, very dangerous, right? So if you are having a website, college website or any application, so you should take the backups of your database of your website periodically, and it is very good practice, right? In case your website will be hacked, you will be able to recover using that backup. But the administrator are making a very huge mistake. What they are doing, they are taking the backup but putting that backup files on the same server, and this because these backup files may be containing username and password, some personal information, right, in that backup. So in that backup files, hackers will be more interested to access these backup files, right? And it is very easy. Let me show you. Let me show you. There is a technique called Google dorking, and Google dorking technique, hackers are using some Google dorking command, or you can say it is a specified search where they will search for on Google for this type of databases. So suppose I'm writing here ac.in. So I'm telling Google that Mr. Google, please search for all the websites with the domain ac.in. Which type of website are having domain of ac.in? Academic website. All the academic website like NIT Hamirpur is having domain ac.in, NIT DTR, IITs, NITs, all the academic website are having the domain called ac.in. And I'm telling Google that Mr. Google, please search all the data, all the sites having the domain ac.in. Which type of file I'm interested to search? I'm interested to search for the SQL files. So Google will do that for me. You can see here. Let me search it again. It is fetching some data from cache. Anyway, it will solve our purpose of demonstration. Okay, no issue. So as soon as I have written here ac.in or file type search, Google has searched for some academic website, right? He has not searched for only the India, but he has searched across the worldwide, and it has searched for all the academic website. And now you can see here, it is giving me some links, right? It is giving me some links here, and these links, what these links are having, these are having the complete access, complete database backup, and it is having the huge data. It is the SQL data backup. Whenever you take backup of any database, MySQL databases, it will be having extension of .sql, and by searching this data, it will be giving the links for all the backup files. So what these files are? These files are nothing but the backup files, and it is having the sensitive information. What sensitive information it is having? It may be having the version of SQL. The website is using version of PHP, version of MySQL, version of databases, version of operating system. All this type of system information it may be having, right? So
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the data which is being shown currently, yes, this one. So, sir, is it the real data or is it just dummy?
Yeah,
sir?
definitely, dear. It is a real data. It is a real data, and you can see here to which organization it belongs. It belongs to MIT. MIT is a very famous institute now worldwide. It is very famous institute, and these type of famous institutes are also doing this type of silly mistakes.
Yes,
You can
sir.
see MIT website, and they have put there this type of sensitive information or backup files. It is also telling that MySQL 6.4 they are using, server version they are using. So these versions information are very essential for the hackers. When you learn ethical hacking, the first part is for operating system footprinting or fingerprinting. In that steps, you will be scanning the systems to get this type of data, version information, and this all version information data is very essential for performing higher level of security attacks, right?
Sir, Nmap is used there.
Yeah, that is separate thing, no? That is a specialized software. I'm telling you, this can be also up, you can say way, because this version information it is giving na here. So this version information is very crucial. I'm just giving you example.
Yes,
Definitely
sir.
there are Genmap, Nmap, the various tools are there which will be a specialized software for this purpose, right? But here it is also giving this data, right? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
So, and it is
Sir,
not
so we
having
can
only the
use different
version
tools
information,
depending.
it is data also in this pages or in the database. So how it is happening? Because Google is having a technique called crawling. So Google is having a strong crawler. Whenever some website is live on the World Wide Web, Google crawlers will keep crawling throughout the World Wide Web. As soon as they will find a website, what Google crawler will do, it will just go to that website server and it will search for the pages. Suppose your website is having 5 pages, like about us, contact us.php, about us.php, home.php, faculty.php, staff.php. So while crawling this type of pages, if Google will find any backup file on your server, so if you were not aware about this thing, and you have kept the backup file on your system on the same web server, while crawling your web server, if Google will identify any backup files on your server, it will make an index entry. So see how Google will, whenever you are, suppose today you have made your website live today only. Suppose I made my website live today only, like amrendra.com. So people are not aware about my website. But as soon as people will start, my friends or family members are start visiting my website, Google crawler will came to 5 days. While finding this while doing this process, if Google crawler will identify any type of backup file, .sql, .mdf, .ldf file, it will make an index entry of that file path also in their in databases. And when hacker will search this type of things, Google will give the appropriate link of this type of SQL file path. And this is the jackpot for the hackers. They will have the complete access of the database, and they will not only having the structure of the or version information, but they will have complete access of name of the database, for what is the table name, what is the column name, what is the key, primary key or foreign key. This information are very, very crucial, right? So I was just explaining the severity of this attack, right? So I hope it is clear to all of you. So because we are not having this, we are just came to the end of this session. So now I'm going to discuss some remedial steps, how to avoid this type of attacks, how to avoid this type of how to stop this type of attacks in our applications. So the first method is to conduct the security testing of your web application. So if you are planning to host your website, if you are planning to host your mobile application, before publishing your application through the public platform, you should conduct the security audit for your application. Even if you have already published your application, you should conduct the security audit. There is a both way possible. Before publishing, you can conduct the security audit, or after publishing, you can conduct the security audit. Before publishing, it will be easy for the security testers, because they can test your website, they can test your application, and whatever the techniques which I have demonstrated, like Sql injection, penetration, attacking the XSS attack, these are a part of penetration testing. Attackers are using it to exploit the vulnerabilities, and the security tester are using these techniques to identify the vulnerabilities. There are another also pre-configured softwares available, like Equinetics, like this OZAP proxy, like NetSparker. These are the some software tools which are already pre-configured, right? Which are already pre-configured, and you have to just install this software. I will show you this Equinetics. So Equinetics is again a security testing software, like NetSparker, like BobSuit. All these softwares are very useful software, like IBM App Scan. IBM has also developed this App Scan. Now it has been, I think, taken by the HCL technology. IBM App Scan, yes. Then you can have BobSuit. So these all softwares are basically pre-configured software people are using to scan your web application or your IT applications, and to identify the various security risks associated in your application, right? So you can use this application security scanners to do this type of things. Though these app scanners softwares are very powerful, but in some cases there are some vulnerability which are not which are very hidden, and these app scanner softwares are not effectively identify this type of security risks, hidden security risks. In that case, you should be skilled enough. If you are a security tester, you should be skilled enough to identify this type of hidden security risks using this penetration testing. So automated testing can be done. Automated testing can be done using this security scanners, which is called vulnerability assessment. Penetration testing is a manual testing where the security tester will be using his skills to identify this type of hidden vulnerabilities, right? So combinedly, the two methods will be combinedly known as VAPT. Vulnerability assessment is automated testing using this security app scanner. Penetration testing is a manual testing, which is being done by the security tester manually, right? So VAPT is a common term, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. And if you are knowing this type of way of doing this penetration testing, you can contribute to the society, you can earn money. So bug bounty schemes are there. Various companies are running bug bounty schemes. If you are finding any vulnerability in any company's website or application, if you report them, they will give you some rewards in terms of money, or in terms of some gifts, right? So a few months back, our student, my student has identified some weaknesses, some XSS vulnerability in Zomato app, and they have reported the vulnerability into the Zomato, and Zomato have rewarded them $1,000 money, and some t-shirts, some shoes, some smart watches, some IoT enabled devices they have given. So many things they have gained. Apart from this, they are also gaining some recognition, some among this type of organization, right? So if you are learning, if you are knowing this type of things, you can also contribute to the society. Not only you should have the bad intention to doing this type of thing, but yes, before doing this type of thing, you should make yourself safe. Use VPN, use some secure tunnels, so that your identity cannot be disclosed, and always work on the door knocking policy. If you are going to test any vulnerability, if you are going to test any cross-site scripting or Sql injection on any website, firstly you should hide yourself, protect yourself. Then you should, if you are able to penetrate into that website, immediately you should report. You should not deface. If door knocking policy tells that if you have seen that your neighborhood has forget to lock their house and they have went for some visit, some tour program, you should not enter into their house. Immediately you should inform them that Mr. Neighbor, your house is you forget to lock your house, please come and lock your house. But you should not enter into their house. This is called door knocking policy. If you find any vulnerability on any website, you should immediately report that vulnerability to the website owner. But you should not enter into the website, or you should not hack their data. You should not deface the website. You should not delete the website. Right? This type of things are called bad intention, and that will be always wrong. So apart from this, there is a government organization called NCIIPC. So Government of India is also promoting this type of activities, and as a result of that, few years back, just 2 years back, they have established this organization called NCIIPC. Earlier it was not there, but considering today's requirement, the types of hacking, the volume of hacking, the Government of India has launched this portal, and he have constituted this office called nciipc.gov.in. It is National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. This is NCIIPC, and they have identified some of the sectors as national critical information infrastructure, critical for your society, critical for human lives. So transportation like railway, flights, airways, airlines, these are called transportation. Government sector like PSUs and all, banking sectors like your SBI or PNB or whatever the banking, internet banking services you are using, these are termed as banking and financial sectors. Then power and energy like power grid or NTPC. Then telecom sector like your MTNL, BSNL, your NKN, like strategic and public enterprises like your chemical company, your food company, right? So all these companies, all these establishment, government establishments are termed as national critical information infrastructure, because these are very, very necessary sectors for government, for any country, right? And protecting their IT infrastructure, this organization is working towards that organization, and it is a unit of NTRO, National Technical Research Organization. It is directly running under Ministry of Defense, under the Prime Minister Office. Prime Minister Office has direct control over this website, this organization, right? PMO is having direct linkage with this website.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, for finding a vulnerability in any website, sir, first of all, we have to use those methods which we have discussed today. So, sir, won't it be an issue for the person who is doing that, and for informing purpose, or from the legal perspective, I would say?
Yeah, definitely. From the legal perspective, that is what I'm explaining you now. Suppose the video which I have shown you, this video, that video was the Indian Railway website. It is a public website, but still I have reported the XSS vulnerability. So what I have done, as soon as I have found the vulnerability, I have immediately reported to the NCIIPC. In that case, I was not convicted. I was not illegal. I have not done any illegal activity, because I have identified a vulnerability in a government infrastructure, and immediately basis I have reported it to the concerned agency. And many times you may get some resistance from, suppose you have identified some vulnerability in State Bank of India portal, SBI internet banking. If you go to the State Bank of India office and you will tell them that your portal is having this vulnerability, immediately they will scold you, right? They will not accept it. You have to feel some resistance, right? They will scold you. They can threat you that why you are playing out with our website. In that case, this website is very, very useful, this information NCIIPC website, because it is sitting in the top. You should not go to the SBI, or you should not go to the BSNL. You should not go to the Indian Railway. You should immediately report to the NCIIPC. NCIIPC will entertain your request. It will analyze your claim. They are having the very good team of researchers. I'm also the part of their core team. I'm associated with this NCIIPC since last 5 to 6 years, right? And they are working very closely. They will analyze your claim, right? They will once they will find that the claim which you are claiming it is very right, they will immediately tell the concerned body. And when the NCIAPC will tell the SBI that your website is having this type of weaknesses, they cannot deny. They have to work upon that. Ultimately, it is a public website. It is a public wealth, and if you are contributing, definitely it is the responsibility of SBI IT team to prevent this type of attack, right? NCIAPC in the recognition, they are also they are also publishing this newsletter, right? So when you will open this their newsletter, you can see in the newsletter they have recognized my contribution. I have reported many websites. The first time I have reported the Indian Railway website, and as a recognition they have mentioned my name in the newsletter. Not only the Indian Railway, more than 2,000 government website I have reported, and I have secured as a responsible Indian national, as a responsible human being. You should protect your country's infrastructures. Otherwise, Pakistani and Bangladeshi hackers are sitting. You cannot believe, as per the data released by CERTIN, every week more than 50,000 cyber attacks are being coordinated through the Bangladeshi hackers on the Indian government website, and their first target is to Indian government website. The Bangladeshi hackers are very fond of hacking the government website, and they are hacking this website. They are putting their Bangladeshi flag on the home page. Once they will hack the website, immediately they will put their Bangladeshi flag, right? And Pakistani hackers are also not very behind. They are also very keen to hack this government website, right? But as an Indian national, you should do this type of thing. You should report it, right? And NCIAPC are sitting here to do this type of thing, right? So what you have to do, you have to just go to the this documents, and in the document you will get this.
Sir, so when you have reported these, have you got those benefits which you were talking about?
Sorry, repeat, please. Please repeat your question. So these are the vulnerability disclosure program which the NCIAPC is running. This is a vulnerability disclosure for pharma. Whenever you identify any vulnerability in government website, you have to fill this form and you have to send it to the NCIAPC. Along with this performa, you have to submit some proof of concept, POC, like video which I have shown you. That video you have to record it and you have to send it to the NCIAPC. They will analyze the method you have used, and if your claim is valid, definitely they will acknowledge you, right? So many times NCIAPC has invited me in their head office. They have awarded many things, and they are doing this just for your society and your human being, right? So that is all from my side. If you have any query, you can ask. It's all from my side. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, actually I'm asking when some hacker access the website and programmer will be get the information your website is hacked or not.
Which programmer?
Actually, website creator.
No. That is only possible when you have implemented some security detection, security risk detection mechanism, right? So that is why it is always safer to conduct the security audit. So if your website is already live, right, website developer will never tell you that their website is having this type of vulnerability. It is just like you are telling your weaknesses, because when website developer will tell you, it means they are not skilled enough, right? So why website developer will tell you that the website which I have developed is having this type of vulnerability, even though they will not accept. If you tell suppose you are getting your website developed from some third-party developer, there are many companies in the market who are developing the website for 5,000 or 10,000. But when you go to conduct the security audit, auditor will charge 1 lakh rupees to just audit your website, right? So you can now you can assume the you can analyze the case. You are paying 10,000 for developing the website, and you are paying 1 lakh to just security testing. So why should not you should hire the skilled developer who are knowing the secure coding? Because secure coding is a mechanism in which if your developer is knowing the secure coding, while the development phase only, he can use some inbuilt functions, inbuilt methods, or implement the code in such a way that none of these attacks can be performed on your website, right? Yes, there are possible. There are some input sanitization methods. If you sanitize the input, you can hackers cannot do SQL injection and cross-site scripting on your website. But for this, your developer should be skilled. So never hire this type of cheap developer who are developing your website in the just for 5,000, because they are not knowing the ABCD of secure coding, right? And definitely your website will be hacked.
And sir, if someone wants to get access of the data of a node which is not in its current network, then what we should do, sir?
Yeah, that is possible through only the vulnerable application. If that node is running some vulnerable application, it is possible. Otherwise, you have to be into that network. Only two things possible: either you should be the part of that network, otherwise the node should be having some vulnerable application. Then only you can gain access of that remote server or remote application.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, as you mentioned in your lecture, sir, something about DDoS attack, sir. Sir, how we can, sir, tackle this kind of overt attack? Sir, explain, sir, a little bit, sir. Hello.
Please repeat your question once again, please.
Sir, as you mentioned in your lecture, sir, DDoS attack. Sir, how we can tackle this kind of what situation, sir?
Yeah, DDoS attack, to stop this type of DDoS attack, you should have you should implement this type of intrusion detection system, right? Like if a particular threshold will crossed, because in DDoS attack, your application server will be experiencing huge number of requests, right? So you should implement some bottleneck mechanism that if number of response it will be more than the particular threshold, you should stop this type of request, or you should stop you should narrow down your you can say your bandwidth, or you can have use of some migration cloud-based services. Like, so cloud-based services are basically used to tackle this type of DDoS attack. If we are using cloud-based services, they will be having parallel servers. If one server is targeted, they can shift your application to the another server who are having different. Basically, it is called load balancing, right? So load balancing techniques can be used to handle or to tackle this type of denial of service attack.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, although sir you explained the concept of, sir, phishing, sir, but I could not able to understand, sir. Please repeat again, sir. Phishing, sir.
Phishing is basically a mechanism in which hacker is creating identical same look and feel, identical website. I have taken the example of ICICI now. ICICI Bank is having a website which is having a particular look and feel. It is having some login button or some news section or some header section, footer section. What hacker are doing? Hacker are just creating identical website, and it is very easy. Within a 5 minutes, I can create identical website. So what hacker are doing? They are creating identical website. They are taking some ABCD domain. They will host that identical website on that domain, and now they will do some social engineering, right? Social engineering means they will attract the users to click on that link. When user will click on that link, they will be redirected to the duplicate website, and this duplicate website is only called the phishing website, right? So
sir, domain in the sense, sir?
Domain means www.icic.com. So because www.icic.com is registered with the ICICI Bank only, no? So you cannot get the domain. Domain should be unique worldwide. So what the hacker will do, they will take any other domain, they will purchase from any GoDaddy or Big Rock, they will buy any domain like ICIC, IW or ICICIX. There are several domain are available, right? So what they will do, they will just buy the domain, they will host that phishing website on that, and major of the people will not see the domain name. They will just see the first few letter. Okay, it is ICICI. They will not going to see the entire characters which are linked to that URL, and they will just click that. In that case, what will happen? They will be redirected to the phishing website, and they will be yes, in the trouble, right? Whenever you will, they will punch their username and password, they will be in the trouble.
Hello, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, can you please small words vulnerability again, please, sir?
Weakness.
I didn't get what you have said. Please repeat it.
Vulnerability. Explain small words.
Vulnerability are basically weaknesses which are available with the system or any application, right? Like if you are having web application, or if you are having Android or mobile application, if your web application is having weaknesses like Sql injection, like cross-site scripting, those are vulnerabilities, right? And if your application is having the vulnerability and hackers are knowing that this particular system is having the vulnerability, they can exploit it and they can launch the attack.
Sir, how to write codes in a secure manner, sir? Like you said that if we want to make our website secure, we should write the code in a more secure manner so that no one can unauthorized access.
Secure coding is a practice in which if you are developing your website, if you are developing a website and if you are knowing the secure coding, so like suppose in login page, you are asking for username and password, right? So whenever you are capturing the username and password, before passing the username and password to the SQL, you should firstly check for the dangerous character. You should check for the dangerous character. You should incorporate a filtering mechanism or dangerous character filtering mechanism. That mechanism should test that whatever the input user have provided, whether this input is having some dangerous character or not. If it is having dangerous character, this should be either filtered out or it should be not allowed to enter, right? So this type of mechanism you can use in the secure coding.
But in that scenario, sir, we also have to make sure that what are the characters which we are allowing to enter as a username or password. So because somewhere we allow @ symbol also and some extra special characters to enter as a username or password. So that also becomes one of the contradictions.
That is what I'm talking about. Many websites you may be saying that these many characters are allowed, these many characters are not allowed. It means they have implemented. But writing only this is not a solution. Implementation should be compulsory. Only you have written the message that these characters are not allowed, it will not protect your website. You should implement in the programming that this character should be filtered out, right?
Okay, sir. So it means that if that character is available in the username, we will not going to send that data to the database for searching operation, for any query operation.
Yes, you are very right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
it was
you,
very
thank you, sir.
nice presentation, and really all the participants will get benefit to this lecture. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amish, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, participants.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you all. Thank you all. Tomorrow we will meet again at 10:30 in the morning.